Are you ready to travel to Europe? Do you find it difficult to make a decision, or does this choice seem difficult to you? In this video, we will present you tips to effectively plan your road trip to Europe. Thus, the stage is set for your itinerary items this year. You picked to go to Europe since it simply feels right, however you start to freeze a little since you've begun to confuse yourself by speculation. How would I plan my outing? After all, you've typically voyaged locally, and there's a decent possibility that the vast majority of that was in a vehicle for an epic excursion. You figure in the event that you neglected or required something, you'd deal with it en route or at your objective. Making a trip to Europe, however, is somewhat extraordinary in light of the fact that you can't actually stop en route. Ludicrous. You realize this is the excursion you've been sitting tight for, yet it very well may be overwhelming to sort out where to begin. Instead of worry a lot over your itinerary items, utilize these 9 stages as a manual for help put your itinerary items into point of view and keep the delight of realizing you're going to Europe. 1. Pick a destination. Sure, you've picked Europe, yet that is a mainland. You need to sort out where you'll be visiting, so plunk down and work through a rundown of spots you'd prefer to visit, the time you'd prefer to spend there, and how everything chips away at the measure of time you have for your excursion. This is a key advance since you're picking between places like England, France, Italy, Germany, and Spain, so take as much time as is needed and don't delay. 2. Make a budget. You're putting cash in your outing, however you would prefer not to use up every last cent. The most ideal approach to hold your cash within proper limits is to make a financial plan with which to work. This isn't only for how much your outing will cost, yet in addition the amount you'll permit yourself to spend on food, keepsakes, and other impromptu prospects. 3. Travel documents. You need to ensure your identification is all together, and it wouldn't damage to mind documentation on extra ID, solutions, and crisis contact data. 4. Sort out your travel. If you've decided to visit a specific city, you need to think about the most ideal approach to get to your housing. Is it via train or transport? Additionally, since you're flying, where will be the best air terminal to fly into, i.e., if going to England, Heathrow or Gatwick? If going to France, Charles de Gaulle or Paris Orly? You likewise need to sort out how best to get to the spots you need to look at on your excursion, and this will likewise assist you with setting up a headquarters of sorts. 5. Make at least one itinerary. As you start your arranging, make works in progress of how your excursion will work out with objections, housing, and travel. Recollect that there ought to be drafts as in more than one. You'll see that adjusting your schedule will be fundamental. 6. Manuals. Don't consider manuals touristy in light of the fact that the reason for them is to help sightseers. Discover a couple of that truly give great data and use them for your potential benefit. Touristy or not, they help. 7. An excessive amount to do. Since you're making schedule drafts, recollect one key thing: don't try too hard on the exercises. You'll wind up destroying yourself, which is unpleasant. For instance, looking at France is energizing, however travel specialists refer to that it would be simpler, contingent upon how long you're voyaging, to visit a city at a time. In case you're there for an end of the week, attempt just Paris. 8. Easily overlooked details. Start pondering how a house sitter or pet sitter. You'll additionally need to mind your cell phone capacities abroad, and you surely need to put an impermanent stop on accepting mail or request that a neighbor get it for you. This likewise helps with the goal that they realize you'll be away and can look out. 9. Work on packing. Similarly, you used to take a stab at garments for the main day of school. You need to pack what you think you need and check whether it works with your baggage and your capacity to really haul your stuff around. In case you're experiencing difficulty moving your baggage or you've pressed an excessive number of things, you should re-evaluate a thing or two and attempt once more. You once figured, how would I plan my excursion to Europe? Now, with this rundown as a guide, your contemplations ought to be on more significant things like having a good time and gaining deep-rooted experiences. If you like this video, hit the button of like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.